Hello again, plant friends. Today I started on a project here and I thought I should put it on video. Basically, you see this pot here. I had 3 grafts and they came from this batch of seedlings here. And you can see I started them January 10th of this year, 2025. But early on I grafted a few of these and it was time for this one to come off. And actually this one here, let's see if we can find the scar. Right here is the scar where it popped once. And I grafted that one to Myrtilla cactus. And actually it had 4 ribs until recently and it's putting on its next rib there. So first off, I'll share what I did off camera. And you see this thing already has roots growing. And see it was growing right here. And what I ended up doing is I took tweezers to stabilize it, to support it. And then I rocked it back and forth until it just popped off kind of. And then I excavated in here. And what I noticed is that when I plucked out the first bit of Periscopsis, there was a bit of a cavity in here. And that's why it's been growing these roots, because it was an incomplete union of the graft. But it's actually the biggest one out of all these, so it wasn't doing too bad. All right, now this one on the left here, I'm going to employ a different strategy. I'm going to use this razor blade here. I'm going to cut it right above the union. Oh, look, there's still Periscopsis. I'm going to cut it a little higher. Yeah, I think that's still Periscopsis in there. I'll go one more higher. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Now there's still maybe a little there. What would you do? Would you leave it? No, I think I might core it out. It's kind of, what I don't like is, see, like there it slipped. I'm not the most precise with the cuts. And then you can just destroy a bunch of your work, your time and effort if you make a bad cut. So we'll see. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. All right. Now, you see the sulfur back here. I'm gonna dip my little paintbrush. Make sure you can see. And you just want to coat it. Pretty liberal. There's better ways to do it. This way works. Just like that. Blew off some extra. And now, you know, it saves it from dehydrating out of that cut. And it protects it from rotting and getting mold in there. And we'll just have to leave it for a few days. Now, this last guy is kind of funky. The way it's growing. It might have had insect damage or something. It pupped a bunch early on. And then you see I even rooted a pup right there. Because the Periscopsis likes the soil pretty moist. So you can use this real estate to root some pups if you want. Anyway, I think I might just give this one a chop higher up. Wonder if you can see, hopefully. There we go, nice clean cut. We'll do the sulfur again. Try not to dust myself. There we go. And then here we'll get this side too. Should I get some more? All right, it's towards the end of March now, so it's been a little over 4 months. And I wanted to show you the progress here. These things, I just left them on my dark shelf for about 5 days. And then I plopped them in here and started treating them basically like all my other cacti. So when it gets dry, I water it. And you could probably tell most on this fella is starting to express its traits a lot more. So it's actually rooted and growing. And I believe this is the one that we decapitated. So it had the biggest wound to heal. And this is the one that we cored out, the Permiso. And this is one that I had already rooted in the pot. Now this is a pup that, while this big one was grafted, it pupped once. And I had shown you the graft. I think it had 4 ribs before. There's the 5th rib. Sense of scale a little bit. And these are this is the seedling batch that it came from. And if we put them side by side, here, I'll do like this. That's probably the biggest one I put it next to. And it's at least double, if not triple the size. Anyway, here's another one I grafted onto a little Cacti seedling here. I believe this one came from the same one that these two came from. It's a little more advanced in its expression. It's got that kind of wavy ridge from the Kiko starting to kick in. Alright, so here I've got a pot with some various grafts, you can see. But anyway, I saved the little stump that was looking kind of ugly. And I just cut it lazy. It might have a little section of Permiso still left on the bottom. You can see it's pupping there. It's pupping back there. And, I just had some extra space in this pot. So I just threw it in here. And eventually they'll have some nice heads. Look, I think it's trying to pup again right there. So you can do all sorts of different kinds of cacti with this kind of method. Here's gymnos. They can actually take a lot more water, and you can do different methods, like with the humidity dome, but I don't do that. I got a pup cup from a seller, so basically a bunch of pups that fell off of their plants they sold, and I only lost 1 or 2 that were super variegated. With degrafts, it's not too difficult, but the main consideration would be the type of plant you're trying to root. So if you're trying to do maybe like an Areocarpus or like a Blasfeldia or something kind of rare as Techium, they might give you some trouble and you might have to figure out some special methods. But otherwise, cacti are pretty versatile.